And action.
What are 3 stories that define you? With 21 years of stories, it's really hard to only pick 3. You don't want to sound arrogant or perfect, you just want to sound genuine. A quote that fully embodies my story so far is from an iconic Harley-Davidson commercial. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. My first story has taught me patience and to always live in the moment. My neighbor Karen is like a second mother to me when I was growing up. She taught me to always live in the moment and that being normal was boring. Karen was diagnosed with early onset dementia 3 years ago. This has been very hard on everyone, and this pin represents this part of our life, and it's only part of this story, not the whole thing. Since her diagnosis, she is now quiet into herself and would rather be by herself than be in a crowd or be outgoing like she used to be. She now needs my caregiving more than my company. This may be really difficult, but it's made me part of who I am today. My second story has taught me compassion and show my love for animals. I've always had a love for animals growing up, and it grew just a little bit more when I met this little black and white cat named Moo. A friend from my college could no longer take care of Moo, not because there was anything wrong with her, but just because she couldn't house her any longer. I called everyone. I was desperate, and I was determined to find this little cat a home. I was even willing to take her in before she went to the Humane Society, even though I shouldn't have. Finally, my boyfriend's family agreed to foster Moo until I was able to fully take her on as my own cat. Throughout this experience, I've learned that I can't say no when it comes to the well-being and caring of animals. It's just part of who I am. My third and final story has taught me that small acts of kindness towards other people can be extremely rewarding. When I was 15 years old, my neighbor's niece was diagnosed with leukemia. She had long red hair just like I did, and since her chemotherapy started at school, she was struggling. The kids kept staring at her. She didn't feel like she used to. And I was fortunate enough to have long hair that I could donate it. So I cut a foot off of my hair, and the wig was created for her so that she didn't feel as left out. This scrunchie represents this part of the story because I was able to put my hair up before, and now I'm no longer able to do that. The small act of kindness I gave her confidence at school and made her disease not be her. All of the people and memories that you have with them make you who you are, and they've made me who I am so far. My neighbor with dementia has taught me patience, and that you should always live in the moment and never take time for granted. Moo the cat has taught me compassion, and that I always will have a love for animals, big or small. And donating my hair to a girl who had leukemia had taught me that small acts of kindness towards people can be extremely rewarding down the road. All of these things are just chapters in my story, and it's far from over. You guys wave.
Very good. Yay.